Welcome to another video. Today we're going to get this old girl starting to be stripped down. Wiring's going to come out, at least most of it. Start stripping out away what doesn't need to be in there. Interior is going to come out. See, a lot of it already back here has been pulled. It's a lot of the rear quarter stuff over there, and the back seat, because I needed that stuff for the other coupe, so it could be driven by my brother while I'm working on his FRS over there. Dash obviously is all going to come out. Heater core, everything inside is going to come out. And then, as you can see over here, suspension's been pulled out in the front already with the brakes. That'll need to go back on so that this can go outside and get pressure washed in the engine bay and start taking some of the stuff out. Like, this mount doesn't need to be here. I need to clean up the AC plate back there, because I just cut the lines when I pulled the motor and swapped it with the K24. Obviously the header needs to go because that's not going to be used anymore. I'll probably sell that to somebody. Probably swap out the brake fluid reservoir for one that seals a little bit better, because Hondas are horrible with their sealing. I can't really see it, but that fluid is dirty as hell already, and it's barely been used. Where if you come over here to my brother's car, the 2012, you see how clean his brake fluid is, and that's from factory from 2012. So definitely need a better sealing reservoir for the brake fluid. And then, as you can tell, as I walked past all of this, the motor has been torn down. I just need to pull the oil pan still. Pistons actually don't look too bad. It's roughly a 60,000 mile motor right now. I'll clean these up. I don't think I'm going to do anything as far as the bearings and whatnot, because it was running great before I pulled it apart. I got the heads for the FA20 over here off. Transmission, obviously cams. The head for the K24 is here. The wallet's all apart. I still have the head for the K20. So I'm contemplating whether I swap over to the K20 head instead of the K24. That's a decision I'll make at another point. Right now, I've got a lot more stuff to do to the motor before I can even think about swapping heads and everything else. So stay tuned. We'll start getting this thing gutted out and stripped down, and see how much fun it is to gut a car. So I haven't even started yet. I just pulled stuff out of the car. That's all stuff that was already removed from before. So you got the back seats, you got the door card on the back there, both of the lower kick panel pieces, some of the steering column, these two top pieces over here, this one and this one were already removed. So there's already a good amount done. Trunk's been stripped for a long time now, so that's nothing new there. So really, the dash has been pulled apart. Those pieces are in the other one that is going to be used for parts now. So mainly right now, I need to get that quarter, or that rear piece back there, all the upper stuff, start pulling the roof liner, door cards, the rest of the dash, seats, center console, all of that. And then after we do all that, then we can just start getting to the fun stuff, which is the wiring. Speaking of wiring, I don't know if there's a tracker on this vehicle before from somebody having it on a lease or whatever, or not a lease, but a loan from somewhere. But you see this wiring here. This is all like your main ignition power source wiring to the fuse box. You tapped, 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 spliced into, tapped. Like, what the hell is all that about? So that'll have to be cleaned up, obviously, but that'll be done when I do all the wiring stuff. So I'm gonna get to getting all of this stuff out of here. I think I did all of this on the other one I showed you, so I'm going to just pull the seat, start pulling the dash stuff apart When it gets to the roof liner, I may bring you in because that one's kind of a more of a pain in the ass. But I'm also not worried about keeping it in good condition because it's not going back in. So, I don't know. I guess you'll find out what I decide to do later on in the video. All right. Interior is mostly gutted. I gotta get carpet out and the heater core and the sunroof. And that's pretty much it. If you're doing this yourself, not entirely fun. Not the worst thing in the world, but not entirely fun. The proper way to do it is not the way I did it. I broke shit to get it out. Because honestly, it's not going back in, so I don't really care that much. But dash pad is out. Not the worst thing in the world, other than there's a couple screws that hold it on down below. There's one down here, one over there, two on the other side, and then one up towards the steering column. And then there's this little bastard right here. This you can't get to without taking the dash pad out with the dash bar. Somehow I've managed to lose my 21mm wrench to loosen these up on the side here to allow the dash bar to come out. So the proper way of doing it is removing all the exterior panels that you can from the dash bar, getting everything unhooked obviously, and then once you get access to these, loosen these up, dash bar, dash pad, all of that comes out as one. Obviously that didn't happen, but this is going to come out too because it's not needed anymore. Heater core is coming out because, again, not needed. SRS unit is coming out, again, not needed. Still need to pull all the airbags, all this stuff up here, all over there, all the way around the back. Rear seat belts need to come out. These have already been pulled. I'm still contemplating whether I'm going to get these patched up or not, just to make it a solid piece here. I'll have to patch up that hole there. Don't need a hole directly from the engine bay to the interior. Not ideal if something, you know, catches on fire or something like that. Don't need transferring into the engine bay, or into the interior from the engine bay, I should say. Now, you see all that stuff there, all that stuff here. More, don't worry about the hoodies, and all this stuff here. So there's your dash pad, headliner. This thing is freaking disgusting. I was thinking about selling it, but I'm probably just going to trash it. Same with the dash pad because I broke it to pull it out. We're going to try and weigh all of this stuff, including the stuff that's up top there, and see how much weight savings it is. Completely gutting an interior, minus dash bar and heater core at this point. So I'm going to get my scale and see if I can't find a way to get all this stuff in a bucket or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out. We'll weigh it. We'll weigh out what all the interior pieces are. Math has been done for what's been taken out so far. Obviously, still got sunroof, dashboard, all that stuff that I showed you in the previous clip. Just interior paneling and back seats. And this doesn't include the trunk because the trunk was already stripped. We're at 117.2 pounds. So what I did is just weighed myself, and then I would grab a bunch of the pieces and whatnot and step on the scale again. Did that about 8 times with all the stuff that's been pulled out so far, and then subtracted my weight from each of those and then added up the totals, and yeah, 117.2 pounds. So basically I've stripped out as much as probably about what the cage will weigh at this point. Still have obviously airbags and all the other stuff I already mentioned. So that stuff alone, I think the sunroof is like 60 pounds on its own. Airbags are probably another maybe 5-10 pounds each. The heater core I'm sure is freaking heavy. The dash bar I'm sure is freaking heavy. So yeah, making pretty good progress. Oh, and obviously still carpet too, because I haven't ripped that up yet, and all the sound editing that's going to come up also. So my goal is to get this car down to, with me in it, about 2850, somewhere in that area, maybe less, but I would ideally like to be at least about 28 to 2850. obviously full of fluids and me. So we'll see if we can get it there, but who knows until it's built. Next is all the stuff I already said. All this stuff's coming out, and then wiring, so I can start stripping the wiring harness down to the bare necessity that is needed. That's going to be a lot of fun. Made a little more progress tonight. Not a whole lot. We got the airbag out on that side, airbag out on this side, sunroof is out, and passenger door panel, glass, actuator, and all wiring for this door is out as well. As you can see over here, these are the two connectors that go through the bulkhead over here into the door, or not into the door, but into the connector in between the door and here, which you can't see because it's dark as hell. But yeah, we're slowly making some progress. Yeah, and I think next is going to be the driver door. And then we'll get this dash bar out and heater core out. Then we can fully get the wiring harness out and start stripping that down for bare minimum of what's needed. Power mirrors aren't going to be working anymore. Power door lock, at least on the driver's side, is not going to work anymore. Power windows aren't going to work anymore. I think I may keep the power door lock on the driver's side, but we'll see. Main thing with up here is I got to get all of this wiring disconnected from the dash, so you can see most of it up here. All this disconnected, yada yada. But we got a lot. I think most of this is disconnected, but this small section of harness here that runs down towards the SRS unit is still connected. All this on this side, so. Gotta get all of that just taken care of, but we're slowly getting there, so I'll bring you back in when I have more of an update. Also, windows, to take them out, much easier if you still have the battery connected. With the battery, you can raise it up to where you can get access to the bolts. I think it's either here and here or here and here. But without having the battery connected and the door or the window all the way down, you got to loosen everything up and then finagle the window around so you can get to the two 10mm bolts that hold the glass into the regulator and track. So not fun, but it's done with, well, not bleeding anymore, but yeah, got the pinky up pretty well doing that. So like I said, bring you back in when I have another update for you. I actually did quite a lot in between the last clip and this one. So, dash bar is out, heater box is out, or heater core, whatever the hell you want to call it. The dash harness, as you can see here, is fully stripped of everything that is not needed. So, everything that is here is for running the car and the dash, essentially. All the speaker wiring for the front's gone, the airbag stuff, all of that's gone. Now we're going to move on to pulling the carpet. As you can see, I already kind of started that. I gotta get this SRS unit out of here, and then we're going to start stripping out the interior harness and this dash pad. This portion of the is coming off as well. Yeah, that's coming off too. So, yeah, it's moving along. We're slowly getting there. Still have all this stuff here in the trunk that needs to be weighed. Other than the center console, I just didn't have anywhere else good to put it as far as storage for trash. So, all that stuff's staying for now. I'm not entirely sure what that harness is for, so we're gonna keep it for the moment. But pretty sure it plugs into here. Not sure where it goes to. We'll see, somewhere down here, but we'll figure that out and determine if it's needed or not. So I'm gonna get this carpet out of here and start stripping down the interior harness now. Wiring is fun. The wiring on the inside is pretty much all done. We've got some that still needs to be reloomed, but all this is out. I'm pretty sure I already showed that with the heater box and the dash bar and all of that. The dash harness has been stripped down to the bare essentials, I think. Bare essentials as far as I know. Dash harness alone, I pulled out 2.8 pounds of wiring, and then I also stripped out the interior harness. So it's all been reloomed. It's just wrapped in electrical tape because race car stuff, you know, I don't need it pretty, I need it functional. So everything from over here where it connects to the fuse box all the way across. It used to be a branch that split off over here and then into the back. I rerouted that so it's just part of that same loom, and then just comes across the back seat area. All the SRS stuff is out other than that box, and that's only just because I haven't gotten to it yet. And just 3 bolts. I got all the stuff here to take it out. Whatever. All the speaker wiring is gone. All the SRS wiring is gone. I need to wrap the Y that goes over to the driver's side and then to the trunk for the brake lights and all of that. This needs to be rewrapped, but this thing is getting to be a bare shell very quickly. Got it all over here. Total right now we're at 222 pounds lost, not including that pile of crap over there, but that's probably maybe 2 or 3 pounds, so maybe 225 total. Between the interior and the dash harness, I pulled out 6.6 pounds of wiring. So with all of that pulled, that should offset the weight of the cage. Now, I don't know how much the cage is going to weigh, but it should offset pretty close to, and not have the cage add a whole lot of weight. Plus, the seats that are going in are substantially lighter than factory, when the factory is like 56 pounds a side or something stupid like that. The ones I'm getting are like 13 pounds, not including the bracket, but still. I know this video I didn't do a whole lot of actually showing you what I was doing, but being that it was all wiring and just cutting wires and depinning and all that good fun stuff that everybody just loves doing, I didn't really feel like it would be enjoyable for you all to watch, so I just did it and gave you updates as I was going. That's going to be the end of this one. See you guys next time. Have a good one.